All right, guys, back for week 2. Going to try to do 6 or 7 here. So first one wants f prime of 2. I'm going to find f prime of x. I'm thinking of this first one as 4x to the negative 1. So f prime of x would be negative 4x to the negative 2, or negative 4 over x squared plus 5. If I'm finding f prime of 2, I'm going to get negative 4 over 2 squared, which is 4 plus 5. So negative 1 plus 5 gives me 4. Here, I know that I need an e to the 3x. If I take the derivative of e to the 3x, I get 3 e to the 3x. I'd like that 3 to become a 6, so I need this 2 in front. So we'll go with A. Not too often we'd see just a regular limit problem. They want to know the limit as x approaches 1. Remember the Olive Garden story? As I'm driving in on my car towards y equals 3, and my wife's driving in on her car towards y equals 1. Really hard to tell where we were trying to meet. This point, again, does not matter. It just matters where the functions were trying to meet. If they were meeting at a place where there was a hole, that would be fine. This one would be does not exist. Okay, so if f prime of x equals 3x squared plus 2x and f of 2 equals 3, then what does f of 1 equal? I think the easiest way to do this is to just find the equation f of x. So if I'm taking the antiderivative here, I'd get x cubed plus x squared. Just to make sure, 3x squared, 2x looks good, and then I'll do a plus c. I'm going to use this point to find that plus c. So a 2 in brings a 3 out. If I plug a 2 here, I get an 8. If I plug a 2 here, I get a 4. That's 12. Subtract over here, we get c is equal to negative 9. So my function f of x is x cubed plus x squared minus 9, which means if I want to find f of 1, I'm plugging a 1 in here. 1 plus 1 minus 9 is negative 7, giving me an answer of B. This one here, during evacuation drill, this is a rate function. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says using a right Riemann sum with 3 subintervals. So I'm going from 0 to 5, from 5 to 10, from 10 to 15. So my right-hand sum will be 5 times, right hand would be 100, but it's this 100, plus 75, plus 55. So 75 and 55 is 130, plus 100 is 230, so 230, 460, 920, 1150. Right there. So, do the math on your paper if you have to. So we get answer B. Number 6 wants us to take the derivative of e to the second, or x to the second, sorry. E to the x minus 1, this is a product rule. So if I want to take the derivative, I do derivative of the first, which is 2x, times the second, which is e to the x minus 1, plus the first, which is x squared, times the derivative of the second, which is e to the x. If I try to figure out what these guys share, not much. So judging by the looks of the answers, I think maybe I should just distribute here. So I get 2x e to the x minus 2x. Plus x squared e to the x. And if I look, that's all I have to do. That answer matches C. I just would have to change the order of my terms. I'm going to try going on to number 7. So it says particle moves. We have the acceleration right here of negative 4 sine of 2t. If the velocity of the particle at time 0 is 7 and the position is 0, then its position at time t is what? So first we're going to find the velocity equation. So I have to take the antiderivative of this function right here. So first of all, a cosine of 2t is going to give me a negative sine of 2t. But if I take the derivative of cosine of 2t, I get negative sine of 2t times 2. So I need a 4 here. So I'm going to plug a 2 in front here, and then I go plus c. This point right here, v of 0 equals 7, is going to allow me to find that c. So when I plug in a 0, I get a 7 out. This is a tricky one because most people think when we plug a 0 into something, that's going to make it go away, but it does not make cosine go away. Cosine of 0 is 1, so I end up getting 2 here. Subtracted means that c is equal to 5. Okay, so now I have my velocity equation is 2 cosine, sorry about the focus, of 2t plus 5. Now I got to take the antiderivative of that. So my, position function If I want to get the derivative of cosine of 2t, I need a sine of 2t. And that sine of 2t's chain rule will take care of that too right there. Okay, and the antiderivative of 5 is 5t with a plus c. Well, if I plug a 0 into here and get a 0 out, sine of 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0, so this c just drops off. So I have the answer of A right there. Okay, I'm going to drop off. I'll come back and get the other ones here in a minute.